At 9:30, once again, it's time for Ask the Lawyer with Bruce L. Scheiner. We'll get right to the question of the day. Maybe it's the one that you have submitted. Also want to remind you that we started out talking about petty reasons that you might have broken up with somebody, or perhaps you got dumped for petty reasons. Got some interesting text messages I'll try to squeeze in here somewhere, but we largely got waylaid, sidetracked by Mary, who called in and said she's getting ready to call off the wedding and dump her fiance because he did not embrace the Barbie movie with the same level of emotion as did she. We'll hopefully get some final comments because we're running out of time here. Final comments in at Kicks Country 92.9. Now, that number is 800-749-9290. If you need to submit an email for Ask the Lawyer future installments, I'll tell you how to go about that momentarily. But first, would you please help me welcome Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured. Good morning, Bruce.
Hey, good morning, Todd. How you doing this beautiful sunny morning?
Just fine. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Good. Glad to hear it, and I always expect that response. I'll be shocked one of these days if you say, not so good, Todd. I don't expect that'll ever happen, actually. So
I hope it doesn't.
Mr. Positivity is going to weigh in now on a thorny legal situation. We've got an email to share. You ready?
I am ready, Todd.
All right, Bruce, here's what it says. My brother who lives with me was driving his Harley down 41 when someone on their cell phone pulled out from a side street running a stop sign into my brother's path. My brother struck the car and was taken to the hospital. He has had to have emergency hip surgery. Unfortunately, the negligent car driver didn't have insurance. To make matters worse, my brother was also uninsured despite my many requests that he obtain insurance. I had recently purchased insurance with stacking on all my vehicles and had urged him to do the same. I think my brother is out of luck. But can you ask the lawyer? The medical bills are enormous. Wow. Nobody's insured in this instance except our email writers. What do you make of this?
Well, I make of it, it's very fortunate for this injured motorcycle rider that he was living with his brother because being a resident relative of his brother's household, he's entitled to his coverages. And with stacking uninsured motorists, which is a phrase we talk about often, it saves the day. Because what that means is you take each vehicle, let's say he has 4 vehicles with $100,000, $300,000 uninsured motorist coverage. You could stack them since there's 4 vehicles. You multiply it by 4, and now he's entitled to recover up to $400,000 of coverage.
Okay.
So hopefully his brother has high limits of insurance, and he will be protected. He'll be able to recover his outstanding and huge medical bills, pain and suffering, lost wages, and all the other intangible damages.
Gotcha.
But because he didn't have any insurance and because he was living with his brother, it's very important that he contacts an experienced personal injury lawyer that handles many motorcycle claims, because I'm afraid the insurance company might deny him coverage even though he's entitled to it.
Oh, I can see them trying to do that, but that's where somebody who's got experience like you're well known as the biker's lawyer, for example, would know how to go back at the insurance company and say, that's not going to work for us. And there's another point in here I think that bears, emphasizing. He was struck by somebody who wasn't carrying insurance, and fully we know a lot of drivers don't have insurance. This is why you've got to protect yourself.
That's 100% correct. And actually, 1 out of every 4 cars on the road in Florida have no insurance.
Right.
So it's critically important that people purchase high limits of stacking uninsured motorist coverage.
That's exactly correct. And so we always emphasize the stacking version of the uninsured motorist. Here's a perfect example of why. Bruce, I think this is going to be a huge relief to this family and to this victim in particular. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure, Todd. Great speaking to you, and I really appreciate the challenging questions.
Absolutely, and we look forward to talking to you again next week.
Thank you, Todd. Take care.
You too. Bye-bye. Ladies, gentlemen, let's give it up again for Bruce L. Scheiner, attorney for the injured, and his generous giving of his time to help us understand these laws a little bit better. So, here you are wanting to ask a question yourself. You can easily do that. Submit a question through our website for future consideration. Just go to kickscountry929.com and put Bruce in the keyword search box. If you're in a situation like this family and this particular person who got injured in a motorcycle accident, I wouldn't wait. I would immediately call the Port Charlotte office of Associates and Bruce L. Scheiner, and I recommend you do the same. That phone number is 941-743-7777. 941-743-7777. Tell them the Todd Matthews sent you from Kicks Country 92.9.